In addition to YouTube, What's up and good morning, you guys. The hair's still there. It's just hiding up in a little bun. I'm SJP. Today we'll be starting off with the top 5 keto tools that I found the most instrumental in success for me on the ketogenic diet. Number 5 being Google. These are in no particular order, but Google is like a godsend, really. The internet is such an amazing thing, and you can type anything into there and get immediate gratification on whatever answer you're looking for. Google particularly, if you type in any food and the word calories, you can find the nutritional facts for that food. So I used to do this all the time, Googling vegetables, fruits. I didn't know what I could and couldn't eat on keto, so I just Google whatever I had available and the word calories right behind it. And it gives you a little drop-down menu of portion sizes that you're looking for, and then you can click below to see the calorie listing. Obviously, I'm not really looking at the calorie listing in particular, more so looking at the carbohydrate values. But in any case, Google is hugely instrumental. And then to piggyback on top of that at number 5, I'm adding in MyFitnessPal or any sort of calorie or macro tracking app. Once you get comfortable with what portion sizes are, you can go into these apps and you'll be able to plan out your meals and track your meals every single day by adding each ingredient or by adding something prepackaged if you're having something even like fast food, which we'll do another video on hacking fast food restaurants and dining out. Basically, MyFitnessPal will allow you to input any sort of ingredient and the portion size, and then it'll give you the macronutrient breakdown. You do have to be careful with this app and other calorie counting and macro tracking apps, just because you're going to find that some of the info is inputted by users, and so it might not be as accurate. I've definitely gone in and tried to add things that I know have carbs in them and seen that the carb count is at 0, and then I have to back out of that ingredient because I know that maybe a user put that in for their own personal gain, somebody who's only tracking calories, and it's not as accurate as I would like. But definitely worth taking a look at macro counting apps. Another word of caution as far as MyFitnessPal goes, when you open up any macro counting app, unless you have like a keto app, the ratios that it's going to give you and the calories that it's going to set for you are not going to be based on a ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diet does have its own macro ratios associated. Coming in at number 4 on my personal list is going to be social media, and this is social media in all forms. First and foremost, the number 1 thing that comes into mind is going to be YouTube, obviously, because I'm filming YouTube videos, and I've been watching quite a few people who have their own YouTube channels, Leanne Vogel's Healthful Pursuit and Keto Connect, to name a few. Those are definitely some of my top prescriptions that I click on right when I get a notification, so I would heavily recommend Matt and Mega over at Keto Connect, and also Leanne Vogel and Healthful Pursuit. She has been making videos for years, so she's definitely a wealth of knowledge. In addition to YouTube, my favorite app is going to be Pinterest, because you can literally go into Pinterest and search and just put in random foods and it'll pop up with recipes for you. If I go in there and I put in Fat Bomb chocolate, we'll get a billion recipes for that. Fat Bomb savory, you'll get a billion recipes for that. Put in a couple of random things. Say, like in my freezer right now, I have ground beef, kale, and cream cheese in the fridge, and there will be an ingredient associated with that. So I'll search like 3 random things I have in my refrigerator, and Pinterest will have ideas for recipes. Huge. Another special note on social media that'll link right into number 3. Facebook and Instagram are great. They'll have pictures, you'll have the social aspect of it. Facebook in particular has a couple of groups. Some of them are closed groups, some of them are open groups that have collections of people worldwide that are on this diet, asking their questions, posting pictures, meal ideas. So it's like a community you can get in touch with. Have a question, take a picture, and there's other people that have been through the same thing and have great feedback for you. One of the things you hear quite commonly is that you're most like the top 5 people you spend time with. For me, I try to surround myself with people on the ketogenic diet and who are involved in that community, whether it be through watching their videos on YouTube, speaking with people in the communities on Facebook, talking to other friends who are doing the diet. So number 3 is really just people. If you have a person who's a good resource to you, definitely get in touch with that person, because you'll have something in common to talk about and be able to kind of troubleshoot off of each other. The number 2 way to get more information on a ketogenic diet will be books. There's a whole host of books out there, but I would recommend first and foremost Keto Clarity by Jimmy Moore. He's a name you definitely want to know in the ketogenic community. He's been doing this for a long time, and he's well qualified to be speaking about the ketogenic diet and the health benefits of it. He also hosts a low-carb cruise every year that I'm definitely hoping to look into and possibly attend either in 2018 or 2019. And number 2 being books is going to lead me right into number 1, which is going to be audio and podcasts. I personally have an hour-long commute to work each day, back and forth. So I do listen to books on Audible by Amazon. That's where I got to hear Keto Clarity, and I'm definitely looking at picking up a paperback copy just so that I can reread it, because I like consuming information in a different amount of ways. But Jimmy Moore also has podcasts, as well as Leanne Vogel, who I mentioned earlier, and Keto Connect. They have the Keto for Normies podcast. Definitely helps to learn things and consume them in different forms of media by reading, by listening, by watching videos, pictures. So I highly enjoy the podcast because on my drive into work, I can just listen to that instead of music, and then I learn things. And that way I can digest the information while I'm on my way to work, which lets me kind of think and reflect upon it. And it keeps me involved again in having that keto lifestyle forefront in my mind and making sure that I stick to it. So today I've thrown out quite a few different terms at you, whether it's macros, macronutrient ratio, calorie counting apps. I'll throw in another one for you. There's such thing as a keto calculator, which will give you an idea of how many grams of fat you should be consuming and your calories if you want to look into that. There is a whole bunch of jargon or vocabulary terms and words that you learn along the way, so don't feel confused if you don't know what these things are. I'll definitely be explaining them as we move forward. Just wanted to throw out a couple things for those of you who like to do a little extra credit and maybe Google ahead or do your own research on the side. Maybe you do know what these things are. I hope you got at least one helpful tidbit information that you didn't learn before. So if you do find these videos helpful, please share them with other people who you might think that will also find them helpful. And again, I love your guys' feedback, so if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please post them in the comment box below or feel free to reach out to me. I'm tailoring the content essentially to what I find to be like the FAQ that I'm getting, the frequently asked questions from my friends and people that I'm working directly with based on the ketogenic diet. So send everything my way. That's it for video number 2 so far. Hopefully I'll have some recipe videos coming out soon. I know that in the first video I mentioned that I do a bulletproof matcha green tea latte, and there were some questions on what exactly that is and how I do that. So stick around, you guys, and I've got plenty more to come. Thank you again.